Hello everyone, Violet here, and today is my first Plan With Me video actually in my new Passion Planner weekly for 2022. So today I wanted to share with you something that I've been doing in Passion Planner for years and years. It's actually one of my favorite New Year's activities to do. And this is kind of similar to the Perfect Day plan that I shared earlier in my daily planner, although this is different because, and I'll put a link to that one in the at the end of the video, but basically that one had more to do with like a fantasy in the future. What would your perfect day be like? And then see if your goals are aligning you for that perfect day. This is different. This is looking at your current life, your current schedule, your current obligations, and coming up with an ideal week. What would an ideal week look like that fully encompasses everything that you're hoping for out of this year in particular? And so let me show you. I'll show you as an example with my past planner too. So let me pull that out. Okay, so this is the week in question that I'm looking at. Let me kind of adjust my camera here. Okay, and let me show you my past planner. So basically, this is my passion planner from 2021 that I am still working on completing. And let's see here. So basically, the last week that is in this planner, December 26th to January 1st, is the same as in this planner, December 26th to January 1st. So pretty much this will always be the case unless the first day just happens to align with like the first day of your weekly spread. I'm pretty sure that every year I've used Passion Planner, I've had a duplicate week in one of my planners. So what I like to do is I like to go to the new planner and use this to be my ideal week to set me up for the new year. And then I'll do my actual plan for the week in this one, if that makes sense. So this I'll do my typical, weekly plan with me video. Or actually, I'm not sure. This might be the one. Yeah, this is the one I have to miss because of Christmas. I'll probably do this plan on my own just for my actual life. And then this one, I'll erase all the dates and it'll be an ideal week, what an ideal week looks like for 2022. So if you want to do this exercise with me, or if you're just planning yourself, let me know in the comments below what you're up to. And I'm so happy that you're here. And let me show you one other thing before we get started. So like this is obviously my 2021 planner. And let's see, the first week of 2021, look at this. Ideal week. And it's interesting looking back on this and what I did because my schedule ended up very different than this week was. So it's kind of fun to look back and think like, hey, how did I think this year was going to go? And then how does it actually go, if that makes sense? All right. So let's get started. So if you want to grab your supplies, grab, a beverage, anything that you need. Let me get my planner stuff. Okay, so I'm going to start with choosing some washi because we've got some covering up to do of dates and such. And let me also get my pen. Okay, thanks for your patience. Let's get started. Okay, so let me choose my my perfect color scheme for my ideal week. So this is my favorite like yellow washi tape. I think I'm going to use some like bright cheery colors. This year I'm definitely focused on joy. So thinking of plants. Although I say that and now this pink and blue one is kind of calling to me. Okay, let's go pink and blue actually. Pink and blue. Kind of looking at maybe this like polka dot one. I'm doing my typical choosing one thin one thick one, and a middle size. So I'm looking for a thin one now to go with this. Okay, let's go with this bright pink thin one. So here is my color scheme. And I'm going to, just thinking for a moment, if I want to use, I'm trying to decide if I want to use these today's focuses or not. You know, I think I do want to use them. Here, let me make sure you can see. I think that I do want to use these daily focuses. However, obviously, it's got some holidays here, so I'm going to actually go across here and kind of do a line at the bottom using my thinnest tape. I'll cover that up. Or you know what? Sorry, I'm taking this back. Okay, I'm just going to cover it up altogether because I have another way of putting down those focuses. All right, so we're going to actually use this instead to, of course, start with the thinnest one. That's what I always do. And I'm thinking that ideally my work schedule would be streaming. Ideally, it would be the same time every single day. So my ideal time right now is 10:30 to 12:30. This is when I would love to be streaming every single day. I would love to keep it consistent so that every day everyone knew when I will be online. This is hard to do because of my husband's work schedule, but I'm making my ideal week. So this would be my ideal week. I'm just going straight across. Monday is the day that I don't stream. Okay. There we go. And then Sunday will be the same. (10:30 to 12:30). Okay. And I think I'm going to start writing things in before I cover up the times because the times are going to be important. So there'll be more washi tape to come. never worry about that. But let's kind of just go through and start with what this schedule is like to begin with. So on Sundays, this is my craft stream. And Tuesdays through Fridays are my tarot reading streams. And it's every other day, YouTube and Twitch. And then Saturdays is my planning and writing stream. Okay. Now, the other thing that I want to be consistent is I want to have my basically morning routine to be from 7 to 8 a.m. So this is kind of a schedule that I worked out with my husband for our ideal, like if we're sleeping well through the night with our baby, how we can kind of be up in the morning. He would usually get up first, kind of let me sleep in just a tiny bit longer after feeding the baby, and then I would be out of bed and with him from 7 to 8, and this is a good time for before his work schedule, no matter when he works. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in just as morning routine. And we have a routine together that involves basically some healthy things like making celery juice, um, doing some morning chores to keep everything tidy, doing some morning yoga, that kind of a thing. And it involves us switching off who's watching the baby. So, yeah, and that takes about an hour. So I would love for that to be consistent every day. And before I do that, that's when I want to have time to meditate and get ready for the day, do things like take a cold shower. So, kind of some stuff for me mostly. So, I'll go across there and do that. Also, let me know what your routines are. I'd be really curious. Like, what time do you like to be up by? I'm not so much a morning person, but trying to change that. I'll tell you about some of my techniques for changing that in a moment. Oops, ran out of room. So far, every day is the same. I think that's something that I'm really wishing for is more consistency. Okay. So now I'm going to think about this is usually the time when from like 8 to 10 or so, my husband goes and he practices his instrument, which is his job as well, um, being a classical musician. So during that time, I'm watching the baby, and this is when we do some more stuff, such as let's see, this is going to be my time to do journaling and also some like creative fun with the baby. So I'm going to put um, journal and art time with Arthur. But usually in the morning, he's more happy to be kind of self entertained. So that's when I can really find the time to work in my daily planner and get some journaling done. But I need a little bit of like quiet time to be able to do that. And I've thought a lot about how my handwriting is not going to be the best in here, by the way. I've thought a lot about how it's really nice for there to be a rhythm of the day for children, how it makes them feel safe. And I think that in the future, I'll probably be homeschooling. So I'm thinking of things that can kind of transform as he grows older into more like lesson plans. So one idea with this, with the morning journal time, is that eventually I'll be giving him sort of like writing prompts too, like maybe creative writing prompts that he can do alongside me as I'm working my planner and journaling. And then have like a morning art project. Okay, so on Mondays, during this time that I would normally be streaming, but I'm not, this is going to be for filming. So I'll be filming videos, editing, posting, specifically one, because I'll have whatever video I film is going to be what posts the next week on YouTube. So that's going to be my kind of like online business time here. And so after that, this is within this time is when Arthur will take his nap, and he has some time with his dad as well. So depending on when he wakes up and stuff, perhaps after this is when I can work on creative projects. I'm thinking, for example, all of November to work on writing, and so let's see. So is this going to be the same every day? Yes. So I'm just going to write in here art studio. Just thinking about like kind of sticking in my art studio, staying in there and transforming from transferring my energy from work stuff to actual like personal creative time. And also if Arthur is napping with me, then one thing that I really love to do is sketch him while he's napping. So I don't know if that sounds weird, but sketching like his baby hands in a fist, or things like that, just like little memories with the baby and keeping up my drawing skills. So that's something I've done while he's been a baby, and I haven't had much time for my own personal art. Okay, and now that we've kind of got the first part of the day done, I'm going to work backwards. So I'm going to start down here and kind of work backwards with our bedtime routine as it stands. Let me take a sip of water. Okay. So with our bedtime routine as it stands, so basically, we're pretty much getting Arthur to bed. It's kind of changing. So let me think what I want to put down here. But I think it's safe to say that by 7 at the latest, so I'll just put 7 at the latest, this is when he would be going to bed. This is when I'll be settling him for bed. And while I'm settling him for bed at like, in this hour, sometimes it takes a full hour, that'll be the time that my husband does some sort of like nighttime chores, things like starting the dishwasher. And we worked this out together so that, we can kind of make sure that things are getting done. If he switches places with me and he's rocking the baby, then I will be doing the chores. So, I'll just go along here and just put Arthur's bedtime, and that's going to be that full hour. And that's what it represents. It's also like the evening chores. So you can know that that is also when that happens. My dream is that he'll be sleeping through the night, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And we'll see if that ever becomes the truth. But I think I heard that at one point, like, oh, that's how long toddlers sleep. And I've just kind of clung onto that as my hope. As this past year, we've had very little sleep with having a baby. If you've had one, I'm sure that you understand. And yeah, so that's the hope, and we'll see. But an interesting routine that my husband and I have now developed is that after this, and it kind of depends, we often break this rule, but rules are meant to be broken, I suppose. But after this time, that's when we actually have like sort of no screens. We switch to just lights that are either warm lights, like there's a red lamp in his room, and I have a pink in our room on his bedside table, and on my bedside table I have a pink Himalayan salt lamp. We light candles. We just kind of switch to more natural light or all warm light to get us into the rhythm. And that's when we do things like we do some yoga. And so, like, during this hour, this 8 to 9 o'clock hour, I like to do yoga, take a hot bath. He does some yoga as well. Another thing that I like to do is pull cards. So things that don't require, screens. It's been so lovely doing candlelit baths and bath. And then also reading our Kindles, which are inky screens, which actually my phone is as well because I use the light phone. So that really also helps with no screens. And then at 9 o'clock is when we actually like read in bed, and then we're asleep by 10, which gives us a good amount of time to sleep. So I'm just going to put read in bed. And that is basically our nighttime routine. It's hard to talk at the same time as writing, so if I'm messing up my writing, that's why. But since every day is the same, I think it's okay. Like, I will look at this and I'll know what I meant. It's crazy. I actually every year in the past, my ideal week has been vastly different depending on the day. And this is the first time that I think I'm really craving just like a daily routine that's always consistent. All right. So then by 10 o'clock, that's when we are asleep, hopefully. So now we've got this kind of window of the day here. So pretty much I'd say 6 o'clock is about when we're doing kind of dinner stuff. Maybe making dinner and eating dinner, depending on what it is, how long it takes. I could also, if I need to move my art studio time later, then maybe like while my husband cooks, I'm doing art studio time, that kind of a thing. And before that, that's when I like to, we're talking about the rhythm of the day with my baby. That's when I like to do a music time with him. So that's when I will play through some of my like things I'm learning on my mandolin or ukulele. I wrote time music here. Like I said, I'll know what I meant. And I lay out all of my baby's instruments, stuff like his xylophone, his bells, his rain stick, and now I'm writing time music on all of these. Oh my gosh. Okay, I will know what I mean. Maybe I'll put time for music, like the number 4, because that fits. Sorry, that's silly. So before dinner is when we do music time. And the other thing, so now we've kind of got this afternoon block, which is a little bit more like fluid. This is when I can do things like the daily chores. This is when I can do cooking to get ready for dinner, perhaps, or meal prepping, stuff like that. And the other thing that is going to be important during this afternoon time is outside time. So that's when perhaps like I'll go for a walk or spend some time playing in a playground with my baby. It's also possible that he went to the playground earlier in the day. So let's say the weather doesn't allow for outside time, or he's already done that with his dad and I feel like staying inside, then maybe we'll do some more so like inside movement stuff, like like my baby loves to do dance. Like we like to put on music and just dance, and it's so fun. But anyway, so this is going to, I'll just put outside time. I might just put walk, like take a walk just at some point in the afternoon. And that's also when like chores are gonna get done, like I said, and cooking. And that's pretty much like the rhythm of the day. So wow, I didn't even realize till putting this out how much I want every single day to feel the same. Because like even on my day off when I'm not streaming, I'm doing YouTube stuff. So this is my ideal week. Let's see, in this art studio time, if I have to like pack and ship orders, that's when I will do that. And this will probably also be when like I grab lunch or maybe after. So yeah, well, we'll just know that. I don't think I'll have to write in lunch. I think dinner is going to be more so like we sit down and we have dinner together. Lunch will be a little bit more free-flowing throughout the day, just like how breakfast is, like sometime in there. Okay, cool. So far that is just the method. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some colored pencils and color in some of these times. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the colors depending on the day. Here's how we get into each day being different. I'm going to choose the colors based off of each day's chakra. So actually, let me first put in the other washi, and then we'll do that. So now that we've mapped out the times, I'm going to take my second color of washi and go across. So it's funny because usually I have other things like that I want to add in here. For example, maybe on Saturdays my art studio time is like later because I like to attend this creativity circle that's right here. But I didn't put that in for some reason. And I think it's that I really don't want too much on my schedule that isn't just like spending time with my baby. And like I'm just really seeing this year as leaning into what I've already been doing, which is being a stay-at-home mom, but leaning into it, like not overscheduling myself, not feeling guilty about other things that I'm missing out on or not doing that I used to do, because yeah, this is the new reality. And like I said, I think that this is a good method to go into homeschooling eventually. We've got certain times that are mapped out, like, you know, writing time, art time, music time, outside time, reading time. Okay, there we go. And since I kind of went close to the edge here, I'm just going to use the same pink to go down, make a nice border. It is quite funny though that I feel like in the past, if I were doing this, that each day of the week would be so different and it would be more interesting probably to explain it to you. But that's okay. We're working with what is honestly there right now, and hopefully it speaks to someone, perhaps someone in a similar sort of situation or feeling that I am. So then I'm going to go across here and I'm actually even going to cover up the dates and the daily focuses, because we'll do that with the color itself. So I was thinking of putting the chakras in the daily focuses, but we'll do the colors instead. And I'm also just going to write on the top here the days of the week so that I know this is Sunday. Although the only thing that's really different is what I'm streaming. And Saturday. Here we go. Okay, and then across the bottom here, since this basically goes up to the point of bedtime, I'll go across like this. Oh, by the way, the challenge of this week is laughter. And I think that actually suits this being for the whole year, because truly the one of the my intentions for the year is finding joy in the present moment, kind of like having that emotional response, that laughter response. It's literally in my vision board that I did. So that is perfect. And now let's go with the colors. Okay, let's see. All right, so I'll start with red. So the root chakra, that's going to be my focus on Thursdays. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to color this in red to begin. And, you know, I really like to use colored pencils instead of highlighters in my planners. So that's something you'll see if you see my other Plan With Me videos. And then I'm going to mark out kind of the like official things in the schedule that aren't, you know, obviously this is time dependent, so that's why it's marked out with washi tape. But I'm going to actually go in and shade in, or at least do sort of like a squiggle is kind of what I like to do across the other times. So like the morning routine time is pretty specific. Okay. And then we've got the journaling and the art time. Okay. Then we've got the music time, which is pretty specific. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. Outside time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the bedtime routine. Let's see, what is it that I'm doing differently here? Oh yes, okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, so that makes sense. So those are the ones that I'm going to kind of mark out with red, and then I'm going to do it with each color. So if you're curious as to why I start on Thursday with the root chakra, it's because I've been using this system for years of associating one day of the week for each chakra, and I've kept it the same the whole time. And originally, Thursdays was a day that I was working a lot, so I was thinking about that, like earning money. It was also a day that I like to do cooking projects, kind of like getting stuff ready for the week, and so I was also thinking about cooking. Yeah, I think what I'm marking out here has to do also with like my baby's kind of rhythm of the day. That's important, as well as my own morning and evening routine, which I would consider the yoga and bath my evening routine. So that's what I'm marking with this. And then Friday is sacral chakra because that's like the date night. Saturdays is Saturdays is solar plexus because I think of adventure. I think of like hiking. Let me find a different yellow to use actually. There's one. So although right now these chakras don't change my schedule, it does change the way I relate to things like my spiritual practice and my certain routines. Sunday is the heart. That's a day I've used a lot to work on crafts, to work on my like heart-centered business, and Sunday is just, it feels like a perfect day to focus on family and community, and yeah. Morning routine, journal, art time, music time, walk, and bedtime. Wait, this is the routine. Oh well, it's not perfect. And then Monday is communication. So blue, this throat chakra, which is perfect for filming. Which I'm going to do that same sort of swirl there because it's not exactly set in stone the time, just like the other things are movable whereas the streams aren't movable, or at least I'm trying to think of them this year as not being movable. And here we go. Tuesday is purple. This is the third eye chakra, and this is because I used to, oh yes, and on Mondays I used to give music lessons, so that is why I picked, that day to be the throat chakra. And then third eye, this is because this is the day that I used to do painting. And now, of course, I'll do painting with the art studio whenever. Morning routine, journal, art time, music time, evening routine. And then lastly, for the crown chakra is Wednesday. And I also associate music with the crown chakra, which this is when I used to do orchestra, my community orchestra rehearsal, which is why this was the perfect day for the crown chakra. It's also a day where I did more extensive like morning meditations. Now I pretty much do everything the same every day, so as you can see. But that is why. So basically I associate these days with these things just because I have for so long. Okay, there we go. So now we have, the days marked out also with the chakra colors. And then what I'm going to put down here at the bottom, oh yes, and I'm going to put, since the challenge of the week is laugh, I'll read this to you. We've got, like a welcome summer rain, humor may suddenly cleanse and cool the earth, the air and you, by Langston Hughes. Laughter is a strong medicine. Reduce your stress by recognizing the humor in your everyday life. So I'm going to write down laugh here under good things that happen, because that's going to be something for all year long. Oh, and under this week's focus, I'm going to write ideal week, that I can look back on it. And now at this bottom part, I'm going to talk about my own personal art studio time and kind of explain this in a bit more detail. So first of all, I'm going to put the optional creativity circle meets on Saturdays, 4:30 to 5:30. Okay. And then I'm going to be thinking about art this year instead of by day of the week, which is how I used to do it. I'm recognizing that I can't actually have time by myself in my art studio every single day of the week. Even though in my ideal week I do, it doesn't often work out that way. So it gets frustrating when, I've only put one day a week that I'm wanting to work on painting, and then I have to miss that day, and then I've missed a whole, week essentially of painting, and it's just hard to find time as a new mom. So what I'm thinking of doing is instead seasonally focusing on different types of art. So I'll write here spring, summer, fall, and winter. And here's what they are. So spring, I'm going to be focusing on painting. I'm going to, as the weather gets nice, paint and watercolor outside more, especially with oil painting. I want to be, with a baby, I don't really want to be painting indoors as much with the fumes and all of that. So I'm going to be doing it more so outside, so I want the weather to be nice. It'll be nice in the spring. I don't handle heat super well, so summer, I know myself. I'm not going to go paint in the heat of summer. So I'm putting that under spring. Then summer, I'm hoping that when we move, I can find a local Shakespeare company, because I really want to get involved in doing like community theater again, doing Shakespeare. So I'm putting theater and performance. Okay. Fall is going to be focused on writing. That's when I'll do NaNoWriMo. So particular novel writing, but also I'll work on my other writing projects as well, especially in the fall. I just really feel inspired to do that in the fall. In the winter, since I'll be inside a lot, I'm going to be doing more sculpture, and then kind of like craft project type things that I might use for installation art, which is kind of like a branch of sculpture for me, that things like weaving, fiber arts, that sort of thing. So it just goes well with winter. So that is how I'm thinking of my art studio time this year. So this will kind of like clarify that line. And now, under the to-do list, so even though this is covered up, this is for the personal side and this is the work side. So under personal, I'm going to put my chore cycle, which every day has a different chore cycle, which, you know, kind of takes place along this time. So obviously we've got our morning chores and our evening chores, but then on top of that, Sunday, Monday, oh, you know, I should do this differently. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so basically on, this is going to be Saturday and Sunday. That's what the S represents, because I'm going to do laundry and I'm putting 2 full days to do that because I want to, you know, be sure to have time to be able to do all the family's laundry, like my babies, and also to be able to put it away. Monday is for sweeping. Tuesday is for the chore of the month, which, or a monthly chore. So that cycles each week, and I'll put down what the monthly chores are here. Let me just do a little arrow so that I know that I'll do that. Let's see. Wednesday is for cleaning the bathrooms. Thursday is for doing trash and recycling. And Friday is for watering plants, which of course doesn't take that long. So it's also a catch-all for anything that I didn't get to throughout the week, so catch up. And then here I'm going to put the monthly chore cycle. So there are 5 little marks here, and so, you know, each month has either 4 weeks or 5. So this is what they're going to be. Every month I want to clean out my car. I want to scrub the bathtub. I want to clean our Berkey water filter. And I want to mop the floors. So that's every month. And then if there's an extra week, then I want to dust. Please don't judge me for how little I'm dusting. But there we go. So that's on the personal side. And then for work side, every week I want to post the card of the week. And I want to be sure to take care of orders. I want to do stuff on Instagram. So I'm just kind of writing things that are kind of going around the streaming time, extra things that I need to do. And yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. So there we go. That is my ideal week for this next year. As you can see, I ideally want every day to feel the same. I want rhythm, I want routine, I want to feel grounded. That is what I want this year. You can just like overall see that in my spread. I also obviously want to focus a lot more on 3 things: creativity, spirituality, and family time. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you like this idea of doing an ideal week? Oh, I meant to cover up the dates up here too. Do you like this idea of doing an ideal week on that extra weekly spread? If your planner, if your calendar has it, do you like the the idea of doing like more so like an ideal day? I guess that would have worked well for this, since every day is the same, but you know, this is my tradition, so I like seeing it laid out. And let me know what you think. Do you relate to this schedule if you're a parent, especially a stay-at-home mom, or you know, like let me know what you think. I'd love your feedback. And thank you so much for being here. I do a live plan with me every Saturday, 10:30 a.m. usually Eastern time. So please come to it live. And every day in December, I am posting a video for Vlogmas, which has to do with reflecting on the year before and planning for the next, and with some holiday videos sprinkled in there. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video, let me know what you think, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Bye!